Not sure what happened to my camera, but I'm glad that we are back on. We were able to figure it out. So let me just check one more thing. Just one more thing. Okay, so just had to check one more thing to make sure that we are good to go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click over. And I say click over because we are on several different platforms. Hey Cam, how are you? So Cam, so y'all, I am doing a Friday coaching session, and I'm starting to do this every Friday at noon. So we are on more platforms than we're usually on when we come on in the morning. So I'm just navigating these other platforms to make sure everything's showing up. So listen, I need y'all to go ahead and power share, grab your dailies if you have not grabbed it, invite somebody else to be here, and I'll be right back. I'm coming back over to FB because I need to see if everything is showing up now. Okay, so let's see. It didn't show up the first time. So let's see if we are on now. Okay, I think that we are. All right, so let me do my shares again. Okay, I shared again. Let me, all right, so I'm just going to do that for right now. Okay. All right, TT, I'm back. All right, y'all. So I'm so happy that you are here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Coaching Live with Dr. T. So this is a new Friday series that I'm doing. So you all are in the right place at the right time. I started this last Friday, and so I said, let's do this again. We were supposed to be on at 12, and actually we were up here at 12, but we had some technical difficulties, but we are back. So make sure that you are sharing, you're tagging, you're calling people, you're texting them, and you're letting them know that Dr. T is live right now on all platforms for a quick coaching. Okay. So this is going to be a 12 to 15 minute executive coaching session. All right. And so make sure that you go ahead and you grab a pen, you grab your notepad, you grab your iPad, because as always, I want you to be able to take notes. And today you're going to be doing more than taking notes because this is an executive coaching session for about 12 to 15 minutes. That's it, and that's all. Okay. You want to make sure that you get as much as you can while you are here and you are doing the exercise that I'm going to engage you in. Welcome, pretty Aquarius. Okay. So, for those of you who are just coming in, welcome to your Friday live coaching session. I am the coach with you today, Dr. T. And so, what we're going to be talking about real quick today is how, well, what is it costing you to stay silent? So that is what we're going to be talking about today. I just want to take a moment to shout out all the platforms that we are on. Right here in this screen, I can see TT. They are here. Welcome, TT. In my screen here in the middle, we have FB, IG, and we have LinkedIn right here in the middle. And over here to my right, we are on YT. So we are on 5 different platforms right now. And I just want to shout out all of you. And because LinkedIn is one of our newer platforms that we've added, I want you all, and on any of the platforms, I want you all to put in the chat where it is that you are watching from. I know that you all tune in from everywhere, especially when you're with me in the morning. And so I know there's a different crew here for 12 p.m. So go ahead and let me know where you are tuning in from. So I just want to tell you that, this is not a training. This is not a motivational message. Okay. And just in case you didn't know what you were going to experience today, this is not that. This is a coaching session, an executive coaching session to be specific with you. Okay. So if you're joining me live or you're watching the replay, again, go ahead and put live in the chat or put replay, and make sure that you have your pen, you have your notepad, or your iPad. Just make sure that you're able to write, because this executive coaching session is going to be more interactive than what you are used to experiencing with me on these lives. All right. And so we're going to be working on something together. So I want to give you a few minutes to go ahead and get ready, because today's goal, it's simple, very simple. But by the end of the session, you're going to identify one area, just one. And if you want to do more than one, you can do more than one. But just for today, because I only have about 10 more minutes left with y'all, you're going to identify one area where your silence is costing you results. Yeah, we getting into that real quick. Identify one area where your silence is costing you results. And then what you're going to do is identify one action you'll take within the next 72 hours. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with this coaching exercise. And this particular part of the coaching session, I want to call it the opportunity audit. So across the top of your paper, I want you to write this: opportunities I've been avoiding. Write that at the top of your paper, because this is the opportunity audit. So I want you to write opportunities I've been avoiding. Go ahead and write that. Okay. Now give yourself a moment and write down every opportunity you've delayed pursuing. Okay. And listen, this may be a little bit different for some of you. I'm not just coming here talking at y'all, talking to you. You got to do some work. Okay. It will not change anything in your life. It will not change anything for your circumstance. It will not change anything for your situation if you are not doing the work. So it's your time to work. Okay. So you've already at the top of your paper written opportunities I've been avoiding. And now you should be writing down every opportunity you have been delaying pursuing, right? And so some of you may be saying, well, I don't know, Dr. T, opportunities that I've been delaying pursuing. Well, let me help you out, right? Let me give you some examples. And if you find yourself here, write it down on your paper. So you may have been delaying pursuing a speaking opportunity, launching a business, creating content, starting a podcast, right? Writing a book, applying for a promotion, making an important phone call, Maria, having a difficult conversation. If you find yourself there, write it down. Fit everything that you have been delaying pursuing. Now, what I just said may not be what you have been delaying, but you know what it is. So write it down. Don't overthink it. Just write. Just write. And I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to write. And I wish I had that elevator music so that I can let it play while you're writing. But just imagine that it's there and you just get it all out your head. Just write. Don't overthink it. Just write. All right, you got about 15 more seconds. You're just writing every opportunity that you have been delaying pursuing, whether it's a speaking opportunity, writing a book, starting a podcast, starting a business, having a conversation, making a phone call, sending that email. Write it down. You got about 5 more seconds left. So for those of you who are just coming in, welcome to your Friday live executive coaching session. All right. So now that you have your list, now you have to do something else with that list. You have to actually look at it. Now look at that list. And I want you to circle the one opportunity that will create the biggest positive impact if you pursued it. Josephine, welcome. And you may have a list of 5, you may have a list of 10, you may have a list of 3, but I want you to circle the one opportunity that will create the biggest impact if you pursued it. And now that you circled it, that's your opportunity. All right. So that was the first exercise. I think I have three I want to go through with you quickly. That's the first exercise. Let's go to the second one, the real reason. So now, underneath that opportunity that you circled, I want you to answer this question. Why haven't I done it? Simple yet powerful. It's real. It's raw. It's going to force you to get honest. Why haven't I done it? You've identified it as an opportunity you have been delaying. You have circled it to identify it as the opportunity that will yield the biggest results and biggest impact if you went full in. Now answer, why haven't you done it? And don't give me, and don't give yourself rather, the socially acceptable answer. No, write down the real answer. Now that you've written down the real answer, and don't worry about trying to finish this while you're here doing this live executive coaching session. If you've been taking notes, you can go back and you can fill everything in. Okay? So now I want you to ask yourself, is this a fact or is this a fear? Welcome, Star. Your reason why you have not pursued that opportunity. Is that reason a fact or is that reason a fear? Right? And so many times we treat fear like it's a fact. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm not ready. Nobody will listen. I don't know enough. What if I fail? What if people judge me? Those aren't facts. Those are fears. Okay? And fears make terrible decisions. Okay. So now that was your second exercise. Let me give you your third coaching exercise for today. Okay. And it's called calculating the cost. So now I want you to answer this question. If nothing changes over the next 6 months, what is this silence going to cost me? Write that down. If nothing changes over the next 6 months, what is this silence going to cost me? Write it down. Will it cost you your income? Will it cost you your confidence? Will it cost you your visibility? What is it? Will it cost you your influence? Will it cost you your growth? It's going to cost you something, right? A dream you've been postponing, is that what it's going to cost you? Will it cost you a missed opportunity? You write it down in your notes. Welcome, Sky. And so here's the thing. Most people only calculate the cost of action, right? Very few calculate the cost of inaction. And this is why I wanted to do this 12 to 15 minute live executive coaching session with you today and just give you those 3 exercises so far, right? And what you don't realize is today we're doing both. We're calculating both, right? So let's move on because I have about 5 minutes left with y'all now. Let's go to the fourth coaching exercise that I have for you. Write this down. The 72-hour decision. Okay? So now I want to help you create movement. So write this sentence down. Within the next 72 hours, I will, and you complete the sentence. In the next 72 hours, I will complete that sentence. And listen, y'all, this will only work for you if you apply it and if you do the work, right? Not someday, not eventually, not next year, within the next 72 hours. One action, one step, one decision, one application, one post, one email, right? One opportunity. What are you going to do? Write it down. And then I want you to go a step farther, and I want you to put a date on it. Whatever the date is, 72 days from 72 days from now, 72 hours from now, put a date on it, right? That's 3 days. Some of you may do it in the next 24, 48 hours and get it done early. That's wonderful. But give yourself in the next 72 hours, what are you going to do? All right. And so I want to switch gears to an accountability moment real quick. Okay. So only if you're comfortable, right? This is no pressure, only if you're comfortable. I want you to drop one word in the comments that represents your next step, not the whole plan, just one word. It can be speak, book, launch, apply, post, email, something like that, right? Create, lead, whatever it is, just one word, drop it in the comments. Sky said, thank you, well needed. Yes, you're welcome, Scott. All right. And so listen, today was not about motivation. That was not the plan. It was about movement. And I want you to remember that the goal is not to eliminate fear. You're human. The emotions, the feelings, it's going to come up. The goal is not to eliminate fear. The goal is to stop allowing fear to make decisions for you. Put that in the chat. I will stop allowing fear to make decisions for me. And often the biggest cost of staying silent is not what happens. That's not it. It's what never happens because you never moved. All right. So I'm so glad, and thank you so much for tuning in for your Friday live executive coaching session with me, with Dr. T. And I just want to let you know also that over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing more about an upcoming experience called Voice and Visibility. Okay. And so this is for individuals who are ready to strengthen their confidence. They're ready to increase their visibility, and they're ready to use their voice. Okay, more intentionally. So stay tuned for more details that are to come about that. And make sure that you are tuned in next Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another live coaching, another live executive coaching session with me, Dr. T, the mindset architect for limitless success. All right. Have an amazing Friday, and I will see you next week. Take care, everybody.